So, hey everyone, welcome to The Waffle, where we recap and we kind of give a bit of a therapeutic perspective, and I talk about just other stuff. So, what do you guys think about this magazine? Personally, as I'm reading this, I feel that either she was just given a list of questions and she just answered them and proofread the questions to agree to them, because it really does feel that kind of this is her, it really does. It's like she's written all of this. So either she's written it or she's most definitely proofread it and added her little bits in there, because it's just the same. The way it's worded, it's the same way. And I let's be honest, I don't think, and to be fair, I guess most celebrities wouldn't wouldn't sit for an interview and not know what the questions are. So, okay, let's be fair there. I would imagine that's not really a different thing. But it's just the way that she words things. It's like, she really doesn't talk how I would envisage just a normal everyday person. She's so desperate to be seen as this just every woman, I'm just like you, but she really doesn't come across that way. And it was strange, like reading some of the comments, like from her fan base, and it's the same thing. It's like, if you speak out against it, you must be racist or you must be a bot. And what I find so utterly bemusing is that it's like they will say, well, you only get your opinions from the 99% that you see the negative articles in the media. As if we are people that, literally only go out and search for negative articles, because let's be honest, there's not a huge amount. There are some out there, but for the most part, the media seem to not call her out on things. I think it's getting a bit more now where they're calling her out on things, but it's like every single negative piece is hatred. Every single piece, and it's lies. Every piece of positive news is the truth. And it doesn't matter that the same newspaper could one week print something that's positive and then the next week call her out on something that then still is a lie. When I've had this on, because I've obviously had this on TikTok, where they've said, oh, you only get your information from the media. It's like, well, no, actually, I've read the Tom Bowers book, the Valentine Lowe book. I've literally heard in her own words how she and Harry lied on the Oprah interview, lied in the magazine articles that she does. So how is it that these are all lies, but every piece of positive information that's out there that's the only truth? It's like, make that make sense. How is, how do they come to this very weird, strange way of thinking that it's only the negative articles that are lies, but all the positive articles are the truth? Because what I say to them is, when they say that to me about you only get your stuff from the media, I literally come back and go, well, where do you get yours from then? Where do you get your information from? Do you know her personally? Are you one of her besties? Because if that's the case, then surely you get your information from the media just as much as what we do. It's just that we choose to believe what we believe to be the truth, as much as you want to believe that every positive article that ever comes out about her is the truth about who she is. Every celebrity out there wants to have positive PR, but they just fail to see that. They fail to see, is there no celebrity that their fan base doesn't like? Like the way they talk about William and Catherine. We could say the same to them, or you only must be listening to the negative media stories about them. But no, those negative media stories are clearly true. But when it comes to Harry and Meghan, all the negative stories are lies. It's fake news. It's like it's like having a discussion with I don't even want to say a child, because I actually think that a child would have a better discussion. For example, and I will put up here some of the screenshots that I've had, and I had this kind of little debate with this particular person who was saying the same type of thing, but it was more about that their truth is the truth. And I was just reading this comment and I was like, by definition, that's not true. It's subjective. It's not, their truth is not the truth. It's their perception, their opinion. There's no truth in that. Just because you see it a certain way or you believe it, if it's backed by facts and evidence, then it's the truth. It's not their truth, it's the truth. That's it. So when I come back and said to this person, no, it's their opinion and it's subjective to their perception, then this person, I only said he because I don't know if it's a he, probably not, it's a he or a she, I don't know. But then they said, well, who are we as adults to question their truth? They are allowed to have that, and we are not allowed to question it. Honestly. And I was just like, are you actually reading what you write? So I just come back with, so I said, okay, let me ask you this then. If an adult person, and I suppose does something to, say, another person that is not, that's kind of abusive, but in their mind they say, no, I didn't do it, it was consensual, or they asked for it, or no, it didn't happen, and that's my truth, and you can't question it. Do you think that's okay? And funnily enough, I got nothing. Now, bearing in mind this person was back and forth with me, and suddenly nothing. Because I was like, how utterly ridiculous that you're saying that someone cannot question another person's version of their truth. And also, you're not really understanding the role of a therapist, because as my role, because I understand that perceptions can be distorted due to various reasons, it is my job to challenge that and to kind of go, okay, but is that the truth? So let's look at that. So, just like, what? You can have a perception about something, but you must understand that that perception is just solely coming from how you see it. And that also can come from things that have happened in your past. Like, for example, you could be standing in a room with two other people and someone is saying something, and you can take it personally, even though it's not directed at you, but all of a sudden you're kind of like, why are they attacking me? Why are they singling me out? And then the other two people will go, but that's not what they were doing. I don't really understand how you come to that. Now, who's right and who's wrong there? Now, the answer is, in a way, there's nobody that's wrong, because this person is coming at it from a perception. So what the answer there would be to go to the person who was doing the speaking and say, listen, I had a reaction to what you were saying, and I kind of felt that you were singling me out. I just want to ask, is that true? And then potentially the other person would say, no, absolutely not. But I'm kind of curious as to why you would think that. And that then becomes a conversation, a debate, whatever it is that you want to talk about. It is very easy to get caught up in something that you believe is happening, because your view can be distorted, because you come from maybe a place of trauma, or you come from a different background, or something else has happened. And you will see and view things differently. In one way, that's what makes the world go round, because we're all unique and we're different and we see things, it's an amazing thing. But at the same time, it can also create a lot of problems, because you might believe someone is doing something. Like, for example, if you've ever been walking and someone looks at you, and instead of thinking, that person's looking at me because they might just think I look lovely, or I've got a nice face, or I'm smiling, or, and think that's a really lovely thing. Instead of thinking that, you're kind of going, why is that person staring at me? Do I look funny? Is there something wrong with me? And you go defensive. Well, again, that comes from somewhere. It comes from perhaps that you've been in a situation where you've been made to feel uncomfortable, or you have a low opinion of yourself. You're very insecure. Your confidence isn't high. So when somebody looks at you, rather than see that they might be looking at you because you're handsome or beautiful, you're kind of thinking, do they think I'm ugly? Do they, or am I fat? Or am I this? Or am I that? That's your perception. And it doesn't mean that it's true, because it's only true if you then go to the person and say, can I ask why you were looking at me? And then that person goes, well, it's because I thought you were fat, or it's because I thought you were ugly. Then it becomes true, because that person is saying, yeah, that's exactly what it was. But the chances are they're going to go, because I thought you had a beautiful smile, or I thought you got beautiful eyes, or your hair is amazing, or you're very handsome, or you're very beautiful. And then you're kind of like, oh, sorry. You know, so their truth thing it just frustrates me. And I wish sometimes that I could kind of get into these debates, but I just don't have the time. And it's not, and like I said, it's not my view to change someone's, you know, you can only talk about things, and if someone gets something from that that's positive and kind of goes, you know what, actually I've learned something, like I have here on the channel, you know, thank you for that video, Ems, I've really learned something from that. Wonderful. But even if someone comes to me and said, you know what, which I have, you know, people have said, you know, I don't agree with what you're saying there. Well, okay, let's talk about that. That's a great way to then kind of open this up and be like, you know, let me hear your perspective, because actually I might learn something. You know, I'm not the oracle. I don't have all the answers. I can only give what I know, but there's every chance that I could be wrong about something, or I could look at it from a different perspective. And that is what creates this knowledge and this growth and change, because instead of being just stuck in, you know, this is my version and I'm not budging from that, it's, you know, let's talk about other things, let's explore that. And I think this is where she's very, like I say, very, unfortunately very dangerous, because she doesn't, even though she pertains to explore these things, she actually doesn't. She's very regimented and rigid in her thinking. And even though she talks the talk, she doesn't walk the walk. This whole sort of preconceived notion that she's this, you know, this amazing kind of, I'm all for girl power and I'm all for being a feminist, and I'm, you know, and I'm surrounding myself with these yes people. But actually, she doesn't do that. She doesn't treat people with respect. She didn't treat her exes with respect. She didn't treat Trevor with respect when she sent his rings back in the post, literally dumping him. She didn't treat Corey very well when she started seeing Harry while she was still living with him. She didn't treat her best friend of years, since she was very young, very well when she got successful and then decided that she had no more time for her. She didn't treat other people that have sort of moved up the ladder with her. And the most important people is her family. She has nothing to do with her family. None of them. And what's ironic to me is that none of her fan base question that where is her black side of the family? Where's Doria disappeared to? Doria was well in the thick of it in the beginning, but suddenly nowhere to be seen. Where's the rest of her mum's side of the family? She has nothing to do with them. And nobody questions why. Because not everybody can be wrong. You know, this woman who's literally got, the only friends that she has are celebrities that she can use, that she can kind of talk about and name drop. You know, there is something very wrong with somebody when, I'm not talking about people that, like myself, I probably can count on one hand my good friends, but that's my choice because I'm just quite an introverted person. I'm not very sociable. My work is my life, and I don't have a huge amount of time, so it wouldn't be fair. But she does have that. But I still have my family. Where is her family? She hasn't got anybody. She's alienated her father, alienated her brother, alienated her sister. You know, even to the point when she's also been part of alienating Harry from his family. you know, so I think this is why I feel a lot of us are so incredible, because she is so disingenuous. She just doesn't, everything that she says does not align with how she speaks. She really does display this maladaptive behavior. And I will keep, like I say, I will keep talking about this till I'm blue in the face, which I probably will be by the end of it. So yeah, well, just so a little bit of fun. So I'm going to do my positive thinking in a minute, my positive thinking quote for today. But I got my box. Of my American Candy. They did send me, so credit where credit is due, they did send me another box because the last one was a disaster. Now I've opened it and I'm not very impressed, because look what I got again. I wanted my grape Fanta. And no, I got a can of drink that apparently everyone says is not American. So not impressed, because I took 2 sips of this and I did not like it. So that sucks. Now I'm interested in this one. Apparently it's cotton candy and I've no idea what that, I don't know if anyone can tell me what that is. Barbara Papa. That doesn't even look American. I mean, I know Hershey's is American, but I don't even know if that is. And actually, the bottom, it says Candy Francois. So is this a French Hershey's? So far, not doing so well. Now, I did get this, which, okay. I mean, I imagine that honestly, the additives or whatever it is in here is probably going to be quite shocking. But I got these. So I got this. The sweet tart twists. But again, I don't ever remember seeing these in America, I will say. Hide my face. So I don't know. Can anyone tell me if they are American? Again, I've never seen these. Hot chili, pepper and lime, but I'm quite interested. Tortilla chip type things. So yeah, so I don't know, can anyone tell me whether they are American? I got another box of these and I haven't even opened the other box. So I got the same one of those, which I don't even know if I'm going to like those or not. I'm debating. Now, I did have a packet of these last time and I got the same again, but I don't mind because I actually quite liked these, and they are fat-free, gluten-free and low sodium. And they do have USA written on them. So these are a USA product. But I'm actually quite happy about those because I do actually like those. Then I got some cherry Mike and Ike, which I like because I love cherry. So I will be very happy with those. But that's 25 cents, look. And bearing in mind, this is all supposed to be £10 worth. Then I got that. What's that? Just one? A bubblegum lolly, which I won't eat. Two Twizzlers. I do like Twizzlers, but I'm gutted that I only got 2. A pack of grape. Well, I did get something grape. A pack of those. Tiny. The Laffy Taffy Sour Apple. And I got this last time and I tried a bit and I didn't like it at all. Didn't like the flavour. So that's a no. Then I got, a Sour Apple Laffy Taffy. So I won't be eating that. And 2 Bazooka bubble gums. This takes me back to my childhood, actually. And that's it. So I've got to say, in all honesty, will I buy from this company again? No, not the box. Now, they do other things, and I think, okay, fair enough. But I do not think that this is worth £10 at all in any shape or form. It's strange because other people have got boxes of things and they say that they do think it's worth that. And I do think from some of the things that they have got, then I think it's a bit hit and miss. But going by this box and the last box, I think I would have been more impressed if I'd have got my Cheetos. but I didn't get my Cheetos. Instead I got this. So no, I'm not very impressed with this box at all. The only thing I'm sort of excited to try is that. And my cherry Mike and Ike. And I'm interested to see what these might taste like. But other than that, that's kind of it. I won't be drinking that. But yeah, sad face. But you know what? The bottom line is, I suppose the 2 boxes together, probably I'd be happy with, that probably come to £10. So I got 2 boxes for the price of £10. So that's okay. I can deal with that and accept that, because I think, but if it was just the one, I would be very disappointed with what I got. So I'm just being grumpy. Right, so my quote of today is, oh, okay, before Alice got to Wonderland, she had to fall. I like that. I like that. So the therapeutic perspective around this would be that sometimes to get to where you need to be, you've got to fall down, you've got to learn from those mistakes, pick yourself back up, work through them, heal, and then you will get there. So good things happen. And that's true. And I do believe that. I think the more work you do on yourself, the more positive things begin to happen. So it's okay that you make mistakes. It's okay that you fall down, because those are lessons that you would have to learn. So if something happens to you in life, rather than thinking this is happening to me, maybe think this is happening for me. And again, I am not talking about things that are very, very traumatic. Very serious things. I understand you're not going to be thinking, oh, this is happening for me. I'm talking about sort of little things that can happen that we sometimes get frustrated with, that we can kind of go into that mindset of like, why is this always happening to me? Well, there will be a reason why it's always happening, because sometimes if you don't learn and you don't heal from something, in a way, life has a way of repeating those things until you do. So like I say, so instead of thinking, why is this always happening to me? Think, okay, why is this happening for me? What have I got to learn here? How can I come out of this and use it to my advantage, rather than kind of being caught up in the negative side of things? So I think that's it from me today with the waffle. So I hope you've enjoyed this. And if you have, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel and you don't want to miss future uploads, then maybe consider doing so. All of my links, as I said in the previous video, are always in the description box of my video. So please go in there. You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Rumble, everything is there. Everything is there. So I hope that you've enjoyed this, and I hope to see you in tomorrow's video, where I probably will be doing the last one. And yeah, so let me know what you think. So take care as always, Bubble family. I love you. I appreciate you. But most of all, I respect you. Mwah. Bye.